to take a moment to welcome everyone to the Watch This Shit podcast. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. My name is Seneca, the movie professor, and today I have my collaborator and cooperator here, Young Sam. Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
Hey, it's Sean Sam, aka the Movie Apprentice.
Yep, let's get it. With this podcast, we're going to give you the definitive decision on whether you should go view a new movie release or not. It's real easy. If we say, watch this shit, stop what you're doing and enjoy some good cinema. If we say, don't watch this shit, avoid it as you would randomly switching places with your best friend. Or don't. You can do what you want. It may be fun. It might see you in some compromising positions you weren't prepared to handle. You don't want to listen to us, you put your life in your own hands. Come on, third quarter movie season. This is my time. I love the summer blockbuster just like any other movie fan, but those late in the year releases are my favorite. I always get some of my most anticipated films around my birthday. I was born at the perfect time, as my birthday is close to or falls on Thanksgiving. So, starting this week, we have a slew of new movies that came out after a bit of a drought that we had that seemed to start around September. Last night I knocked out two of them, and I'll say it was one of the best movie going experience I've had in quite some time. Young Sam and myself walked into the theater, and as we were coming up the stairs, another guy was walking down. He asked the entire theater, does anybody want anything from concessions? And I jokingly replied, yeah, some Twizzlers. He laughed and grinned, and about 10 minutes later showed up with the requested candy. That sort of kindness doesn't get displayed often, so I want to call it out here. I thanked him in person and shook his hand, but little homie, thank you again, wherever you are, and keep performing good deeds. The world is amazing, and I love when I run into decent humans. Now, for a group of people that aren't so decent, there is a subset of the comic loving community that hates bitches. I don't understand it and I don't get it, but I see it all the time. YouTube videos with guys that think because a female is the lead of a film, it will automatically be bad. Or they aren't interested in seeing someone different than themselves perform heroic action. To those individuals, I like to give a sincere fuck you. Really. If you are too stuck up your own ass that you can't see that it takes all of us seeing ourselves represented in order to make things we all love better, then I can't fuck with you. I know that is a small percentage of people, but they are so vocal. I believe in unity and solidarity. Chicks, and I'm using the term generally. This is for comedic purposes. I don't disrespect people individually, but I will disrespect a group. Anyway, chicks are some of my favorite people and definitely my favorite people to look at. That may be another level of toxicity, but don't trip, he ain't through with me yet. My worst enemies are people that say something is bad without even seeing it. We have a homie that is looking at these reviews saying things like, there's no way it can be good. Marvel is failing and destroying its brand. I'm Jesse. I hate bitches. Come on, bro. You got to see it before you give a definitive take. You can't know if it works or not until you actually see it. I do it all the time. I see a trailer and I think they're not going to be able to pull that off. Then I see it and get to see what the filmmaker's full vision is. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But to hate on something just because women are the leads, that's fucking stupid. So here we are. We're going to review the Marvels. Duh, she's named after the fucking company. Why wouldn't her character be the strongest one they got? Sam, you got any words for the Jessies before we get started?
Yeah, I think you summed it up. Um, just have open mind. Like just put your hate aside, let that hate out, and then just go in with an open mind and just watch.
Exactly. Yeah, get that hate out your heart. Yeah, that's it's a good point. Now on the other side of it, Marvel has been slipping a bit lately.
Oh yeah.
a, a team with the 80% success rate drops below 40%, that has to cause alarm in its supporters. This year, I've only liked Guardians 3 and Loki. All the other MCU proper material has been bad. Now they hope to course correct with the Marvels. The story is as follows. Captain Marvel's Captain Marvel gets caught up in some body swapping shenanigans with the Hello Nurse, Monica Rambeau, and the adorable Miss Marvel, Camilla Khan. There's a bit of backstory presented for those that forgot what happened in the first movie, or but we don't have a lot of time to delay on that because this movie gets going and gets to the damn point. There's a new evildoer. I'll call this bitch female Ronan the Accuser, and I'll explain why later. She is attempting to gain the power to open portals over her planet that will allow her to steal resources from others. Carol and Monica make a basic mistake. Don't go in space touching shit just because it's glowing. This causes their powers of the three leads to become entangled like Jada and August. Now, at random intervals, when they use their abilities, they run the risk of switching places. Doesn't matter what they're in the middle of trying to accomplish, doesn't matter what the distance between them is, they swap places. Sometimes two-way, sometimes three-way, like a good sex life. With that setback, they must also find a way to stop the antagonist who is seeking to get revenge on Captain Marvel for her past transgression that she refuses to let go. Sam, that is a pretty simple ass story, but that wasn't the draw of the movie. How do you feel about the body swapping Freaky Friday antics of the leads?
uh, it was interesting because it was something that it hadn't been done in Marvel before. Um, and it just really set up what the movie is about. And like you said, once it starts, it's going. Like it's a lot of action. And the body switching part of it really kind of brings you into the action. And especially the way they did it. I don't know if we're gonna talk about the fight choreography, but
We are.
chef's kiss.
Matter of fact, yeah, yeah, for real. I agree. The one thing that elevated my enjoyment of this film, like you said, the fight choreography. That alone is reason enough to watch the movie. There are scenes where the ladies have to fight the hordes of villains, but every time they activate an ability, bamf, they're in a different place and a situation that the person was just in. She put one of her friends in her stead without any knowledge of what's happening. That's a smart take on the body changing trope, and it was used brilliantly. It would have done the team no good to come up with a good hook if they couldn't execute it properly, but they pulled it off. The choreography is probably some of the best and inventive I've seen this year. A smart filmmaker can use this gimmick to give audiences something new, something that we haven't seen before. I even love the training montage that later happened where they worked to hone their abilities so that they could have more control of it. While I did like the randomness of when they didn't have control, it was cool as shit to see them in full force use jump jutsu on the female Ronin. The whole time we were like, this bitch needs some help. They didn't give a damn. I like when the heroes don't fight by the rules. Fuck the rules. This motherfucker trying to destroy whole ass planets. Kick her ass and kick it quickly. Sam, go ahead and talk about the choreography.
Oh, the choreography was amazing. It's every like you said, they were switching bodies, but the way they were switching bodies and the CGI that they used was some of the best CGI because it was just flawless. It was no
Seamless.
like, oh, this is
hmm
grainy. It was just everything just flowed. Just like I said, it's chef kiss the way that they did this. I got to credit Nia DaCosta for this because I hadn't seen it done like this before, and now it's like I think some movies should incorporate this some more because it was just done just so well.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. She did a lot of things well here. Nia DaCosta's the director. Uh, Black female director.
Mhm.
And she did a really good job here. The only other movie of hers I saw was Candyman, the new Candyman, which I
Yep.
like. It had Yaya Abdul-Mateen in it. But the
She's
way
also
she,
worked with Scorsese.
oh, which movie did she write?
Oh, no, I don't know. I read somewhere that she's worked with him. I'll give you an answer. Keep going.
Okay, okay. While Sam is looking up that answer, I'm gonna move on with the review. Marvel has a talent of making likable superheroes. So some of it is because these characters are already established in other media, so people just use the transitive property to combine what they already know about them to the one that they're currently watching. That is, of course, the strength of the story. The three leads are great. I mean, they are great, great as a group. Let's start with the leader and a character slash actor. I think takes a lot of uncalled for criticism. Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers. Nick Fury delivers a line that said something to the extent of she cares more than anybody, but takes an unfair amount of judgment and character by those on the outside. I saw this as Samuel L. Jackson and Fury, the human and the character, both talking about their friend Brie Larson and Carol Danvers, respectively. She is a little eccentric in real life, and she does put her foot in her mouth quite often. But I'll tell you this: anyone that lies for a living for our entertainment has to be just a little bit crazy.
Mm.
Some are just more visible than others. We have to focus on judging people for their art, not the artist. I've been trying to teach that for quite a while now, and I'm able to do it myself most of the time in most circumstances. Now, there are people that cross that line, but for the most part, I would consider myself a fair judge of art. She gives a great performance when playing against her two co stars. Her material is elevated when having conversations with Camilla or Monica. That's where she shines. Her character is nigh invincible, has a power level that is almost infinite, and is only ever in danger temporarily. What makes her interesting are her relationships and her mistakes. She disappeared for a long time trying to right the wrongs of her past so that she could face her friend's daughter, which is basically a niece to her. She calls her auntie. There were great moments of drama between those two. You do have to do your homework though. If you kept up with the Marvel shows and the movies, you'll get more out of it. They give you the basic version to catch you up, but if you didn't experience their history in real time, it won't hit you with the same emotions. Her initial costume design is great as well. The
Mm.
colors pop, and the texture makes it look like it's very high quality. They perfected it. Then, close to the end of the movie, they go and change it. The new costume is okay, but it's not nearly as cool as the one that she had at the start of the film. The colors are duller, which unfortunately makes her blend too much with the antagonists in the fight scenes. Sam, do you like the estranged relationship between Monica and Carol? And did you find the answer about that Martin Scorsese movie?
I liked the relationship between them. I mean, because you had the struggle of, I mean, just be like somebody said that they were gonna be back, and then it's like, "Motherfucker, you never came back," and I had to go through all this basically by
Hmm.
myself. Um, so I like the drama that they built. Um, at times, it kind of felt a little forced, but not as forced as I've seen in some recent movies where they're just trying to create it. But this is actual drama.
Hmm.
So I enjoyed it. The Martin Scorsese hadn't I can't find it. It's noted on her Wikipedia that she's worked with them, but it doesn't say which
You don't know what
movies.
project? Got it.
Yeah,
Okay. So maybe he consulted her, or maybe she consulted him. You never know.
never know.
Okay. But yeah, no, she's great. I really do like her. And two facts that I'm gonna point out when I talk about Tiana Paris and Kamala Khan. I don't know the kid's real name. I keep calling her by her character because to me she's that character. Anyway, when I talk about them, I'll give her some props on the writing of these two because I've seen it done bad so many times with black female leads and teenage characters. Anyway, Tiana Paris, you are a real superstar, ma'am. She has the Hollywood look and that dialogue timing that is very hard to teach. I pray we see more of her. Everybody cast her in something right now.
Hmm.
She was a key component in my second favorite film of the year, They Clone Tyrone. And here she plays Monica Rambeau, or as Camilla calls her, Professor Marvel. That dynamic is magic. Camilla will be geeking out over witnessing the actions of her hero, Captain Marvel, and Monica will give her that mom look. You know the one. When you're in the back seat of the car acting a fool for no reason and she looks at you, no words, and you know you better get your shit together. It's great. There are a lot of great moments like that between the pair. It's not mean spirited or without compassion. That's a very fine line to walk. To play the straight man in a comedy like Mo Howard from the Three Stooges, but not malicious like him. I'm not sure if she was with child during the filming of this movie. I know some of their group photos after. had her with a baby inside of her.
Mhm.
But her suit fits her the best. That's the best way to say it. I just saw a movie with a chick that we thought were prego. Next Goal wins, and we'll do that
Here we
review.
go.
Yeah, uh-huh. And she's not wearing it well at all. Tiana holds it together and looks freaking amazing doing it. There were rumors that she was not featured heavily in this film by one of our friends.
Mhm.
And let me assure you, whatever jackass said that shit needs to stop speaking to people publicly. If they have a YouTube channel, if they're a reviewer, they need to just turn in their damn badge. She is in damn near every scene, just like the other two leads. And that's when the movie works. When they are together, it is awesome. Luckily, they are on screen together most of the runtime. She also has a great dynamic with Nick Fury. Remember, not only was Fury close to Danvers, he was also having a friendship with Monica's mother, Maria. He had a line in which he was trying to get her to use her powers. She had never done a particular feat before, and he told her to use that black girl magic. He is much less gruff here than he usually is, and more of an encouragement to all the other players. I like that style. You still get that Sam Jackson quip, but he delivers it with more love. He pushes for the two ladies to have a conversation and air out their emotions, not just for the sake of the mission, but also for their relationship. Although her character has been through a lot of hardship, she's not jaded or angry at the world. Most projects, most directors and writers don't understand how to write relatable, strong black female characters. I'm so glad DaCosta got it right here. Sam, where do you see Miss Paris's career going after having such a well-received year by us?
Oh man. Hopefully, like you said, they cast her in more. Um, because she is a great actor. I mean, you can from watching they clone Tyrone to this, two totally different characters, and she pulls them both off very well. So I hope she gets cast more. Looking, she there's not really a lot of more movie coming up for her. She has one Dashing Through the Snow. It sounds like
Weird. A Hallmark Christmas movie.
uh so I hope that 2024 we get more since the strike is over. We get more films and projects with her in it because I think she has the chops to really pull it off.
Yes, she does. Camilla Khan or Miss Marvel, and I
Iman.
don't thank you, Amon, yes, is the standout star of this film. When my wife and I were watching the Disney Plus show, we both agreed this little motherfucker is adorable as shit. If we could fill out adoption papers on her, we would. The show is strong except for the ending, so I recommend it. But Sam didn't see it, and he still got a good understanding of this well written character. She is easily excitable, ever eager to do the right thing, and able to convey those motions quickly. A lot of times, someone would tell her not to take any action, and you can see her battling internally, wanting to obey the orders of the person that is her senior, but also having the great desire to save people. Saving people typically wins, and she springs into action. Her optimism and attitude are a ray of sunshine that is seldom seen in teenage characters. There was an emotional scene between Monica and Carol. They've been through years of separation. Like Sam said, you said he was going to the store to get some cigarettes and he never came back. And that took a toll on both of them. Camilla gave an unsolicited hug to Monica and reached for Carol to join. Her little face was so sweet and innocent, but stern in the fact that she knew that they all needed that experience. I wrote in my notes after that scene, I love this character. That's how you write a teenager. From now on, that's how you drive. Please pay attention and repeat this formula. So many times we get that bratty ass kids and they rebel, they're snotty, annoying.
Negasonic.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. They wrote a believable young character that made mistakes and didn't understand everything about the world around her, but didn't want to, but I didn't want to throw her off a bridge. Like so many writers made me want to do with their creations. And I'm thinking about that bitch from the Barbie movie. Sam, how did you feel about Miss Marvel? Was she too much or just enough?
No, she is the ray of sunshine that the movie needed. Whenever the movie kind of needed a funny part, it was her. Um, the whole dancing thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
like she is the one when she was in the scene, she was the scene taker.
Yeah.
Um, because she just delivered such great performances. I hope to see her like her performances in this movie makes me want to go back and watch her actual series on Disney Plus. Um, just because to see more of her acting. And like I said, I don't know where we're gonna go with her. There's teasers, so I think she's gonna be around for a while.
I think so too. And I think she's the shot of life that the franchise needs.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of directionless right now without Iron Man, without Captain America, and they kind of sidelined Nick Fury for a while. Uh, they need somebody that's kind of pulling things together and making things happen.
Hmm.
All right. Now for the female Ronan the Accuser. Ugh.
Oh boy.
Marvel. We gotta break from that formula. So many of the films of this franchise start out with the antagonist searching a planet for a thing they covet. The villain is bland and generic, and really only there to get a protagonist an obstacle to overcome. That's the problem. They are written more like a problem that needs to be solved as opposed to being written as a person with nuance and complexity. This motherfucker's plan was really to go to different worlds, open portals in the sky, siphon the resources to fix her home. Bitch, you could have easily went to places where nobody was at that weren't populated. This would have been
Mhm.
less visible and not brought you into direct contact with a person you know is more powerful than anyone you have ever faced. Her whole backstory is that she was on patrol, saw Captain Marvel about to fuck some shit up, and failed to stop her because a pile of rocks hit her in the head, which was caused by the same person she was trying to stop. Now, you're going to blatantly attack places that she cares about and try to steal the resources that keep those places alive? Why would she not give maximum effort to stop you? If you really wanted to make a difference, you could have done all of that without her knowing, then rebuilt your empire for a more focused attack. You would have lost, but you would have performed better. I call her the female Ronin because they're from the same race. They're both Kree. And I have another problem with the Kree. Some of these motherfuckers are blue, and some are just regular ass white or black people. I don't get it. I don't understand how the genealogy of that race works. Sam, can you believe how stupidly they wrote this lady?
uh, no, because it just didn't. And that was the weak. There's two weak points. That was
Hmm.
one of the weak points of the movie. Is I didn't give a shit about this enemy because her plan was stupid, and I didn't really like the performance of the actual actress. I don't know her name. I just know she's Tom Hiddleston's fiance.
And
Um,
she's amazing to look at.
yeah, it's just I don't
That
think that
performance was
this
weak.
was the role for her. I feel like she is a more of a should probably be more as a happy go character. I felt like this was a little bit out of her depth. Um, but I don't like the way they wrote this enemy. Um, I wish it would have been more of a threat, but eh, we got what we got.
Yeah, and they did the same thing with the actual Ronan accuser, Lee Pace. It was such a bland and forgettable performance. It was you wasted that actor on this.
Hmm.
That should have been better. That could have been more. But speaking of our weak points,
Hmm.
the other shortcoming for me and definitely for Sam was the planet where all the people communicate in song. This planet is taken directly from the comic books and is interesting in theory. The problem is the execution. The three leads are on this planet, and the inhabitants break out in song and dance. That's their primary language. It is utterly cute as hell to watch Camilla immediately start dancing and then see Monica get into the act as well. What fails for me on this scene was the music selection. I I really do believe if the songs were better, this would have been my favorite scene. All I want to do in life is sing and dance. Now you tell me there's a whole planet where that's all they do? I want to go there right now. The only problem is the songs suck. If they had just changed that one aspect, I can see the scene working. But Sam, I know you had more issues with it than me. I can see you in the theater. Let's hear your perspective.
Man, I hated that. I just it was just so annoying because they're singing, but I can't understand what they're talking about. If and it was a pivotal scene in the movie. Like this was kind of the setup for the big fight scene. But I don't know what they're about to do because they're singing.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make
Singing, no
sense.
subtitles. Uh-huh. Yeah.
No, yeah, no subtitles. And they're just what? Like you could have done something. They could have went to any other planet, but they chose one that sing. And I just have a problem with singing in movies in general. Ugh.
You don't like musicals.
No, I think it's
Yeah.
lazy.
My wife is like that too, but it can be done well. There's an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
I know which
and
one you're
they,
talking about.
yeah, and it's amazing. It revolutionized the musical episode, and it actually made it a thing. I think because that episode is the whole reason that Glee got created. I'm speculating,
Mhm.
but it worked so well that it made other people clone that idea. It can
And
be
they do
done.
it terribly.
Yeah, and this, yeah, here they fail. They fail. Uh, I don't know who they could have got to write the songs, but they needed some help.
Yeah, this was the low point for me in the movie. Just could have chose anywhere else, but you chose this singing ass planet. Okay.
All right, so I'm moving to final verdict. For me, this is what I want you to do. Don't listen to people that are already negative on this because of the trailer or their take after watching the film because women are the heroes in the movie. That is crazy. Matter of fact, anybody that's down with Bad Boy, you want to be down with Bad Boy, fuck you too. Chino XL, fuck you too. All you motherfuckers, fuck you too. My fofo, make sure all your kids don't grow. that that's Pac, but the sentiment is the same. Watch this shit. It is a solid Marvel movie, reminiscent of the days when you knew you were going to get 2 hours of good entertainment at least. And one of the best things about the film, the runtime, 1 hour 45 minutes. I love when they ain't gonna hold you long. Get
Mhm.
to the point and let us go. Entertain us and let us be on our way. This is the second best movie from Marvel in phases 4 and 5. Guardians 3 being the best, and this one being right below it. I would dare somebody to say something is better. Even Shang-Chi was good
Oh,
2/3 of the
Shang-Chi.
way in. Was good 2/3 of the way in. But that last third, ugh, yeah. So I would put that probably in third. Anyway, Sam, go ahead and give your take.
Yeah, this is a definitely watch this shit for me just because of the acting. Um Iman, her performance was amazing. Um Tiana Paris' performance was amazing. I mean, Brie Larson, she has a chop, so she performs. She actually shows emotion in this one. Um, so yeah, definitely watch this. If you can get past the singing part, you'd definitely be entertained the whole
And
way. Has a lot of
that
action.
scene is short. That scene is
Yeah, it's like what maybe 3 4 minutes, if that.
if yeah,
Um, and like I
but
said,
it
the
did seem
runtime's
it
real
felt like
short.
it was dragging.
No, no, it didn't. It didn't. Like they got in, got out, did their
Mhm.
singing, blah blah blah. And like I said, the runtime's real short. So director, she told her story, and she's like, "I'm out."
Yeah. If you do it right, you ain't got to stay long. But that's a story for another day. All right. Thank you for listening to another episode of Watch This Shit. You come here for the realest take on new movies. So make sure you follow us so you're not left in the dark on whether you should check out a new movie or not. If you haven't seen this shit yet, what the fuck are you waiting for? We told you what to do. Now it's up to you to go do it. Check us out next time when we review Next Goal Wins. And good day to you.